Okay, folks, finally, we're gonna get to the kitchen sink. If you don't know what's going on with this thing, let's get past this intro and I'll tell you all about it, all right? All right, so the kitchen sink, we're gonna toss it out. Not entirely. When I put this together, I intended on covering it all shortly after, but as soon as I got it up, I had also installed the water faucet and the water and all that. I'm mentioning that because as soon as I got it up, I realized this was not square at all. And that's because this was the very first thing that I built with my 80-20 framing, the aluminum extrusion, and I built it off the door. What I should have done was just taken my measurements and then built it outside and then put it in, and then I could have used shims on the backside to make sure everything was leveled, and then everything would have been squared because I would have built it outside and not off of it. I digress. Because we installed the water with it, I needed to use it. We were getting ready to go to Descend on Bend out in Oregon. I just left it and said, I'll deal with it later. So I'm gonna show you a quick couple of close-up shots to kind of show you where it's not square. Then we're gonna take it apart and we're gonna put it back together the right way. All right, let's do this. A couple of other issues we need to address. When I had the sink made, I was hoping to put some of this extrusion underneath the lip, but as you can see, I don't have that. That's because I did not measure it correctly, so this will also be fixed. This plate will get removed. I'll also have another design to where I have framing directly up underneath the sink. All the corners are a little cattywampus. Can't really tell from this angle, but this right here is the biggest indicator that we're not square. Then also we will be putting on a much thicker and waterproof material for the sink countertop. This was just kind of like a test. Obviously did not work because you can see this. This was just the vinyl wrap that we used. But yeah, this will get replaced. We're about to undo the sink faucet, all the plumbing underneath, and then we're gonna unscrew and unbolt everything. The design is gonna be somewhat the same, little differences. I kept mentioning before we were putting my stove on that door, where now we're gonna put it on the side of the sink here. And it will go up and down and then on articulating arms to come up when it's in use and then back down when it's not in use. The front will have a door on it, and I'll probably design something to where this will also come up and be a table. So if I'm outside and I wanna cut and cook, I can. And the front of this will also be a table or a countertop. And this is gonna be a whole different project. We'll talk about that in another video. All right, let's get to undoing all of this. Fun. Here are all the parts from the sink that I just took apart. I have a little bit of extra aluminum extrusion here and some in the shop left over. So if I need longer parts to cut something shorter, a lot of this stuff has holes in it now from when I screwed it into the door. So who knows, I might need to make a cut right. I've got extra stuff. I'm debating if I want to paint this panel before I start putting the new frame on it for the sink. I think I'm going to paint it. Can you guess what color? Anyways, yeah, I'm going to look around. I know I've got paint. I'm going to see if I got some sandpaper. If I do, see if I've got some masking tape to block the window off, some of the van, because the door in front of the van, obviously. So yeah, I think I'm going to paint it, and then I'll get to measuring the new frame for the sink. All right, let's do this. Okay, so here we are. We have the kitchen sink rebuilt. Keep wanting to say kitchen counter. The kitchen sink is rebuilt. This is the leftover material. As you can see, it has the exact same design as before, especially at the bottom where it counts. So when I close the door, it closes in to the door. It recesses around the steps. I now, right here, also important, underneath the sink itself, have framing all the way around, because before I didn't have it underneath the lip of the sink on the side. I was able to reuse the back portion so I don't have to recut a hole for the faucet. But yes, it is now in, attached to the door. Now we need to start figuring out the design. Basically what it is I'm going to use to cover up the sides. Got the stove on one side, front facing cabinet, door. I mean, basically it's all gonna be a door. Except for the stove, meaning when I go to raise the countertops up like so, you'll see the inside. I don't think I want to do that with the stove, so when the stove gets propped up, there's still a back plating on the side. I'm debating if I want to do that on the other side though. I'll probably have a back plate on that one too. That way just the front is open. We'll figure it out. All right, on to the next. Right now, I've been doing some measurements, cutting some wood for the top that will go around the sink and under the faucet. And I've been struggling with the idea of how to get these countertops to work that will articulate here and here. But I phoned a friend, reached out to that lifeline, thanks Jay, and he helped me come up with an idea on how to make this work. So let's go cut some wood and let me show you. Hopefully we can finish. I'll show you what we came up with. All right, let's do this. All right, so we got done what we can get done for now. We still have a few hours of daylight left. I've got some supplies in the van. We're gonna head down the road about 3 hours. I gotta head up to Home Depot for a few more supplies, and then we're gonna pick back up. We'll most likely be working into the night. Let's get down the road, and then we'll finish this sink. Knock on wood. All right, guys. All right, we're 3 hours down the road now, so let's finish this sink. I think what we're gonna do next is drill the hole for this sink. I think I'm gonna put it in the corner versus in the middle. I don't know. I had a rational reason for doing so, but I've lost it. But we're gonna put it in the corner. We're gonna work on the drain, the plumbing, right side and the front side. And then once all that's in, I'm gonna do some black caulking to keep water spillage from getting inside the cabinet. All right, let's hop to it. everyone, it is 98% done. We still have to work on the trim piece here above. We still have to attach the stove. But check this out. Counter space. We have the plumbing installed. We got the hole drilled in. It's going down to the gray tank installed underneath eventually. We still have to put the linseed oil to waterproof it. I still have to do some trim around the edges, and like I said, the trim up here and on this side. And I still have to attach the door locks for this countertop, but I will also be installing a cutting board on top of this. Now you saw that piece. I was originally going to have another one over here, and my good friend Jamie from Kels and Jay, go subscribe, helped me because I was having a dilemma on how to have it on this side and not be in the way, because I didn't have a lot of space here when the door closes, so it could not be fixed this way. So he was telling me to have it to where it hinges from here up and then over like so. And I was going to do that, but once I installed this and saw how big it was at a glance, I was like, oh, this is more counter space than I need. It's sufficient enough. So we're just doing that. So sorry, Jamie, I didn't go with your idea, but if I were to do this again and wanted that, I know what to do, and it would be your idea. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I pestered him several times while I was in Home Depot trying to figure this out. But yes, this right here is the shower hose. I don't have the faucet hose hooked up right now because this also doubles as my shower, which is a complete mess. But that is it, folks. We're gonna call this video a wrap, and you will see me finish this up in another odds and ends video down the road, because we have to now finish this, little trim pieces. We still have to finish the cushion over the refrigerator. I still have to do the closet door, closet shelves, a lot of odds and ends, okay? So another video, another day. Oh, and I've got my assistant director with me today. It's Pickle. Say hello, Pickle. All right, Pickle, do you want to say goodbye to everyone? It's that time. All right. You gotta say peace. Peace.